Good morning and welcome back to the vlogs. We are still here in Singapore and today it should be pretty exciting. We're going to be starting off by heading over to Haji Lane, which is part of the Malay side of Singapore. We're going to be doing some shopping there, followed by heading out for a little bit of lunch. So hopefully that should be nice and tasty. We're then going to head back to the hotel, chill out just for a few hours and dress up to get ready for the evening, where we're going to be heading to Marina Bay Sands. We're going to be going up to the top of Marina Bay Sands to a very fancy Italian restaurant, so we need to be ready for that. I think there is a dress code too, so we'll have to check that one out later. Then we're going to head back down, watch one of the light shows by Marina Bay Sands, and then go and see the light show at Gardens by the Bay. So that's probably one of the most exciting things that I've been looking forward to going to do, as it looks absolutely stunning. We're hoping to grab a bit of tea at the Hawker 2 later on, which is the Lau Pa Sat, which we've been to a couple of times now and is definitely the best ones of the hawkers. But for now, we're going to head off to Haji Lane to go and see what that looks like. Made our way to the bus stop and getting it into Haji Lane. I have to say, the public transport here is amazing and really affordable too. The cars that they buy actually in Singapore are taxed 100 grand each per car to use for 10 years. And they invest all of the money from everyone's tax into the transport system, so that is why it is so good. And the metro is all Japanese design too, so it's really efficient. With the public transport being so good, you don't need to get any taxis anywhere as well, which makes the holiday a lot cheaper. However, if you did want to get a taxi, the fares are actually not that high, so you can still do that if you'd like to. We've made our way to the Sultan Mosque in the Kampong Glam region. It looks absolutely stunning. Take a look at this mosque. It was actually built in 1824 and it does symbolise just how multicultural Singapore is. So as you can see, there is actually a really cool golden dome at the top of Sultan's Mosque, and you may be able to see like a black ribbon almost going around the bottom of it. That is actually bottle caps which were donated by the Muslims who couldn't actually afford to put any money towards the renovation of the dome. So we're now walking down Haji Lane, one of the most colourful and iconic streets in Singapore. It's basically full of restaurants and shops. So we have stopped off along Haji Lane at Piedra Negra, which is actually a Mexican restaurant. It looks stunning. Beth will show you inside just now. We're trying to make a decision on what I want to eat too. It's got enchiladas, they've got tacos, but I in the end went for some quesadillas. So I am looking forward to seeing that. But I do really like this street. It's got loads of independent quirky shops and also loads of independent restaurants too. But I'm glad that we have found a Mexican. The food has arrived and it looks absolutely incredible. I've got my quesadillas, while Beth has got her veggie burritos with what looks like waffle fries. Now I love waffle fries, so I'll be nicking one of those for sure. We also managed to get it in a bundle, so we actually got some Sprite too, and that bundle came to $14.90 each. So it's not too bad, probably around £8–9 each. So we'll have to have a look at the bill at the end and I'll let you know how much. So the food came to just over £21, but it was really delicious. I definitely recommend going there for food on Haji Lane. The place is really cool too. It's got loads of these little independent shops which look amazing. Look how cool this bakery and coffee shop is. Finished out on Haji Lane, which was absolutely stunning. Got to go and check that out. We're now heading over to Atlas Bar, which is a gin bar, which is also meant to be just as stunning in this building here. Don't think we're going to be able to afford anything, so not going to grab a drink, but we can just take a quick look inside. Heading to the gin bar now, and it's giving like Harry Potter-esque vibes. It's really tall tower. The gin bar's just on the bottom floor though, so we're thankfully not going up too high. but it looks absolutely stunning. So we have made our way back to the Suntec City bus stop, and the gin bar looked absolutely incredible. I don't know how people can afford to literally go for drinks there, because I can imagine the drinks being so expensive, but they look grand, beautiful, and I wish that we had the money to be able to go for a drink there later. But we are now going to head back to the hotel room, and then we're going to be going off to a fancy Italian restaurant at the top of Marina Bay Sands. Both all ready to go, so we've got our nicer outfits on for this evening. I had to wear tailored shorts too, because otherwise they wouldn't let me in to the Italian. Weather is looking slightly grey because it's actually been quite sunny today, and we've really felt the heat a little bit more than the other day, so we've had to sort of stay in the shade. But now it is time to go to the Marina Bay. I've got my drone too, so hopefully I can get some good drone shots. I need to actually check to see whether the security here is higher than it is in the UK, and I might not be able to fly it, but if I've got a chance to, hopefully we should get some good shots with that. We have made our way to the Marina Bay Sands, going up to the 57th floor of the hotel to the Italian restaurant Lavo. I can already feel my ears going. We're currently in the lift up to floor 41, 42, 43. It's going up rapidly, but it is almost there at floor 57. Now let's have a look at what it looks like. Oh.
Thanks very much.
Arrived at the Lavo Singapore restaurant, which looks absolutely stunning. The views are incredible. I swear though in Singapore that it's only ever cloudy. But yeah, one of the WSP offices, so I used to work for WSP, but one of the WSP offices is over there in the Skyrise building, WSP Singapore. But you may be able to see the pool over there. It's actually 150 meters long, the swimming pool, which is the longest swimming pool that is in the air in the world. It also cost 5.9 billion for them to make this hotel, which is actually insane. Apparently one of the most expensive resorts ever built in the world. To stay here for one night, it was like £1,600, which is actually insane. I don't know how people manage to afford that. It's absolutely crazy. You might actually be able to see as well down at the bottom that triangle. So that is a light show, which we're going to see later, and then a disco ball shaped thing, which is actually the Apple store. So Apple phones, Apple iPhones, that sort of stuff, that is all in there, which is absolutely insane. There's also a Louis Vuitton shop, which you can see just there, and it's actually sponsored by Louis Vuitton. I don't know if I can zoom in, you might be able to see it, but it says Louis Vuitton on the side, and it's got the logo on the other side. They're also building another sort of stadium over there for shows and things to watch. And then obviously the Fullerton Hotel is up there in the distance. You can see it over there. It's just stunning. It's unbelievable. There's not really much more I can say. So what's also good to know if you do want to come to the Lavo is that it is a $30 minimum spend per person. It's net minimum spend too. So that doesn't include the goods tax, which they put on everything, and the 10% service charge. However, because we've come at lunchtime, there is a happy hour on at the moment, which means that my beer is only 12 Singapore dollars. So I'm probably going to get 3 of those. And Beth's Pinot Grigio is $15. So that's sort of an insight into how much things cost. Singapore is probably going to be the most expensive country which we go to. It'd be interesting to see if Hong Kong is just as expensive as that, because I'm guessing that'll be fairly similar to here, but after seeing the China prices, it may be a lot cheaper. We're going to enjoy the rest of our drinks, and the views from up here. It is so windy though, that's the only thing. I don't know whether it's going to pick up the wind on the mic. I have got the windbreak on right now, but it is ridiculously windy, and you don't really get great views. Like if you're spending £1,600 a night and just seeing grey skies the whole time, that's a bit mad, isn't it, really? You expect to see at least blue skies. You'd think Singapore would have got rid of the clouds for them. What's also good to know is that if we hadn't gone on the bike tour, we would have met Ben, who actually told us about going up to Lavo, and he managed to get us the reservation. There's also C'est La Vie, which is one of the restaurants which we went to in Dubai. They've got a very similar one, which is really high up too and has the great views. So instead of paying $35 just to go up the sky deck, he's managed to get us a reservation where we've not had to pay any money to just go up, but we have had to pay money for the drinks. But it's definitely much better doing it that way than paying $35 to go up the sky deck. Looking on the other side now at the gardens by the bay, so you may be actually able to see the trees which are going to light up later, and hopefully we should see the show there. There's also the flower dome and the cloud dome in the distance. I was just looking at one of these trees a minute ago and I saw a lizard climbing up it. Now, I have no idea how it has managed to get up this high, because we're currently 57 floors up in the air, so that is one hell of a lizard. Spent just the right amount that we needed to in Lavo, which was about £44, aka 74 Singapore dollars. On the way down in the lift, there was actually some people staying, and they stopped off on one of the floors, so we cheekily got out with them just to have a look on the floor. Unfortunately, we couldn't actually see inside any of the rooms, but we got a view down to the atrium from that height, which was crazy. It's absolutely stunning, and the people that afford these sort of places is absolutely mental. I am very jealous of them. But we're now going to head off for food at a much cheaper hawker, the Lau Pa Sat. So hopefully that should be nice food, because the other hawkers which we tried haven't been great, but we've been to this one a couple of times now, so we know this one's going to be a good one. So we've just ordered my food. Beth's still waiting on hers. She's got one of the buzzer things, but I've ordered a fried carrot cake. Now, the other day when we were on the bike tour, he recommended trying this fried carrot cake because it's not like carrot cake in the UK. It is actually made up of radish, egg, soy sauce and garlic. So hopefully this should actually taste pretty good. I'm gonna have to give it a try now, see what I think. It is a lot busier today too, because it's basically rush hour. Work's just finished and everyone is leaving. Interesting look, but see what it tastes like. That's quite nice actually, and hopefully it's a little bit healthier than most of the things that I've been having. But it still just tastes all the Chinese food seems to taste fairly similar. But overall, I think it is really nice again. So Beth has now just come back with hers. So she's got chicken fried rice there on the right, and then some chicken drumsticks. But obviously it's all mock. Vegetarian food. The carrot cake's really good too. So Beth's came to £11.21, whereas mine came to £3.32, which is actually a bargain for Singapore. I'm going to be trying one of these vegan chicken drumsticks. Very interesting look to them. I have no idea. I've just seen Beth bite into one and it looks very chewy, so we'll have to see what we think. Weird flavour. No, I'm joking. It's a weird flavour. It doesn't taste like chicken, but it's nice, but it doesn't taste like chicken. Very greasy though, and very oily on your hands. But yeah, I'll give that a solid 7 out of 10, especially for vegan food. Just finished our food, and you may have seen as well a little clip now, I'll show it up here, of Satay Street. So that opens up at 7 PM every night, and then basically they close one of the roads in the main square, and they just sell loads of satay chicken, beef and other meats on skewers. So it smelled really good and it looked really tasty too, and it was great seeing all the barbecues outside. So it is time to move on to the next thing on the agenda. So we're heading over to Gardens by the Bay to go and watch the Garden Rhapsody light show at Super Tree Grove. So Gardens by the Bay split up into multiple different sections. We're off to Super Tree Grove, and hopefully this should be a pretty cool light show. I don't know if you can actually picture this from here, but that says Byte Dance, which is actually TikTok's parent company, so that's pretty cool. So that was the Garden Rhapsody light show. Pretty cool light show, to be fair, and it is completely free. So if you do want to go, you've just got to head over to Gardens by the Bay at what time is it? At 7:45. We're now going to head over to Marina Bay Sands to watch the second light show of the day, called the Spectra light show. It's on every day at 9 p.m. down in the Marina Bay in Singapore. Singapore definitely looks better in the night compared to in the day. This has to be one of the coolest Louis Vuitton shops in the world. It just screams money. It's like a TARDIS. That was the light show, and we're now going to head towards the Apple Dome store. Look how cool that looks. Hopefully we can get some footage inside. It was a pretty cool Apple shop from the outside. From the inside, it's just like a standard Apple store, so I wouldn't recommend going in really. But we're now heading over the bridge to the other side of the bay, where hopefully I'm going to be able to get some cool drone shots. I wanted to get some of the drone shots of Gardens of the Bay, but unfortunately it is not permitted, so you're not actually allowed to fly a drone over there. But it would have been really cool seeing all the lit up trees. But instead we're just going to have to get the Singapore skyline. And we are back in the hotel, so we've got some really cool drone shots of Marina Bay Sands lit up and also of the city skyline next to it. The room is a little bit warm because the aircon hasn't been on, so we've just switched that on, so hopefully it will start to cool down. And also it smells of sweaty shoes, and that is because of when we went on the bike ride the other day. They got very wet and damp, and now they've been slowly drying off in the room. And so now it just smells of hot, sweaty feet. But it is now time for bed. It's a little bit later than usual, so we'll probably wake up a little bit later too. So I do hope you all enjoyed this vlog, and if you did, do make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you want to see some more of these vlogs in the future. And we'll be spending another day in Singapore tomorrow.